Oh goodness, bear with me. Okay, that's okay. Oh, this is a test of patience. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Steph and this is Ordinary Plant Girl. If you are new here, thank you for clicking on this video, and if you are returning, thank you so much for spending more of your time with me. If you can't tell, my voice is a little off, and that's because for the past 14 days, 14 days, today was the first day I was actually out of my house, but my household got COVID. It started with one, trickled down to me, trickled down to another, and this is where we're at. That's why there was no video posted last week. I just didn't have it in me to do it. So there's only two things I can say about this. Number one, brain fog is real. The hardest thing I have had to get through is that. The feeling of it is completely foreign to me. I can't stand it. And I've been negative for 4 days, but yet I feel like it's just hanging on for dear life, especially the throat. It's not sore or anything, just coughing. I can't get rid of the cough. But anyway, that's done. That's over. I'm going to sound a little rough. I'm going to sound a little nasally. But I am here to give you guys an update. So I actually thought about giving updates on kind of all of my plants. Then I figured that I would just kind of do them more in a collection based situation because it was going to take way too long for me to give you an update of everything that I've got going on. So what I thought I would do today is I thought that I would give you some updates on my anthuriums specifically in my collection. So recently I have expanded it just a little bit more. Normally I would take you around and show you where they are like in their situations, but I just don't have the energy for that. So this is what we're gonna do. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 anthuriums here that I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update on. So I don't know if I should start, maybe I'll start largest to smallest. It's probably the better way to go. So the first one that I have an update on, the first one is my Anthurium Magnificum. So this plant for me hasn't given me any more real growth or anything since it popped out this leaf just after I got it. So this was the last leaf that it gave me, and it was months and months ago. I got this plant in March. Yes, I got this plant in March, and it's been like, it's one of my favorite plants. It just hasn't really done anything since it gave me this leaf. So if you think about it, without this leaf, I have this leaf here, this tiny one, this one. Those were the leaves I had when I got it. I think I had another one and that one died or something. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The moss is crispy, but I did wet the moss down today. And if I take a look at the roots, they are really, really healthy. There are like no complaints in here from this guy. Are we even focusing right now? I don't even know. My camera's too far away from me. Okay, we're gonna scoot. Oh, there we go. Now it focuses. Anyway, so the roots are looking pretty good. I have had absolutely no issues with this plant whatsoever. And I believe that now, this fall, if you can see right in there, it is starting to pop out some new growth for me. So I'm super excited about this. And the one thing that I do try to do with my anthuriums, once I see that they are about to give me a new leaf, is I do try to make sure that I do not let the plant dry out at all. So even though the soil, even though the moss is dry, I know that the soil is not, which is another reason why I love these little orchid pots. But at the same time, I don't know, I could kind of do without them. So I don't want to mess with this too much. I'm actually just trying to peel away. There we go. Some of an old sheath, but this one is finally giving me another leaf. It only took about 6 months, 7 months, but I'm okay with that. I love this plant so much. I can't wait to see what this leaf looks like when it comes out. So that's my Anthurium Magnificum. All right. Okay. Oh. Next in the way of size, we're gonna go with this one right here. Oh. Now this is my Anthurium Vitara Folium. So this is one that I actually don't talk about too much. I'm kind of trying to get used to the growth pattern. I know that it's, you know, it's a pendant anthurium, and I'm pretty sure that this leaf right here is new. The only thing that I was confused about was at some point it gave me this little yellowing leaf here, and I don't know what happened. I guess I wasn't paying attention to it, and now it's kind of yellowed and browning off, but it shot this new one out in the meantime. So I'm very unfamiliar. I mean, anthuriums as a whole are really new for me as of this year, like taking care of them. I've always loved looking at them, but to actually have them in my care is a brand new thing. I haven't even had any of them for a year yet, so it's a learning experience for the whole thing. But with the Vitara Folium, I'm really intrigued at the way that it grows. So if you guys can give me any tips to growing this anthurium, then that would be great, especially when it comes to the growth pattern. I'm kind of not sure what to do for that. This one here, you can see that it's got this nice big root right there. If we would focus, there we go. And again, I'm not letting it dry out. So even though the moss is dry on top, the soil is not dry. And I kind of judge by weight with these guys because I do have it in a really airy mix. So I'll probably give this one a water tomorrow because I do want to make sure that this leaf continues to grow. And let me know if I'm doing that right. Like I said, as far as I know, and it's not just my anthuriums, I find I'm doing it with almost any of my philodendrons as well, is that if they are pushing out a new leaf, I am making sure that they do not dry out. But yeah, so that's my Anthurium Vitara Folium. It's super cute. I almost wish that the leaves would stay this small, but at the same time, I can't wait to see them when they're the way they're supposed to be. So there is that one. Next, okay, next one will be this one here. So this one is just my little cutie, another one of my favorites, and it was because of this that I actually had to get a Crystallineum, and this is my Anthurium Crystal Meg. So this is my Crystallineum crossed with Magnificum. It just popped out this new leaf for me just the other day, just the itty bitty tiny guy. And I mean, I get it. I get watching these leaves come in so tiny and then watching them develop into something much larger. Like, I'm here for that. I have had this one, I got it after the Magnificum. Can't remember the exact date right now. Brain does not want to work. Can't even remember the month I got it. Might have been April. I think I got it shortly after, like the next week or something. But this one as well was watered today. You know, everybody's got their heat on now. We're having lows of -1 here, Celsius. So, I mean, heat's on, things are drying out fast, and the moss is always the first to go. But the pot does have some weight to it. I'm not seeing any roots coming out of the bottom yet, and that's okay. But this has been, except for this was the last leaf that it had, and it does have a bit of damage there. This is one of those ones I was kind of learning with, and trying to prevent them from ripping themselves or formulating holes. So we'll see what this leaf, I mean, this leaf so far, I don't want to touch it, but this leaf looks pretty good so far. If anything, I can see a predatory bite. If anything, it might have a crinkle. But besides that, I think the leaf is probably going to look pretty good. So I love the red edge. I love the crystal, I love the Crystallineum in general as well. And because of this plant, it actually made me look for a Crystallineum so that I could have the 2 parent plants of this plant, which I now do have. That one is not in this video though, because she's not doing anything for me. So she can just sit over there until she, you know, does what she needs to do. She's still adjusting. I actually haven't had her that long, so you know, it is what it is. She'll take her time. But this is my Anthurium Crystallineum Cross Magnificum. We're going to be getting to the exciting ones really soon here, but like I said, I'm going for size at the moment. So the next one will be my Anthurium Bakurai. Bakurai. I always want to say bakery, but I just know that that is not what it is. But anyway, this one, along with the Vitara Folium and learning their growth pattern, has been quite the thing. Like, this leaf here is new. This one and the Vitara Folium actually spat out leaves at the same time. They do sit on the same shelf. They don't get, I mean, I guess they get light from somewhere. But both of them shot out these new leaves at pretty much the exact same time. And there's another growth point you can see right down here too that's coming up. And I just want to know the best way to take care of these guys. I mean, I'm pretty much doing okay with the velvet anthuriums. You give me these pendant anthuriums and there is a completely separate thing going on. This one also, since I've had it, I haven't seen any roots developing in this one yet either. So as much as I figured that it was establishing its root system and that's why it wasn't growing, it popped out a leaf for me. And again, super crispy on the top. I just give that a mist every morning so that I don't make the rest of the medium super damp, but I can still keep some moisture around the the aerial roots. That's just, I know, we're, you know what I mean. So this is my Anthurium Bakurai. That's what I'm going to call it. Spaced out. Okay. Now, so next will be this guy here. Okay, so the next 2 that I have to show you are still currently in moss. They are newly acquired. I got them from a shop on Instagram, and for the life of me, I always want to call her Northern Plant Mom, but I'm pretty sure it's Northern Plant Room. Either way, it's going to be on the screen. But she had posted, she also has a YouTube channel. She had posted that she had some seedlings for sale. So when she put down the list and the pictures of the seedlings that she had, I figured, you know what, number one, she was here in Canada, she was willing to ship. It was before it got really cold here for me anyway. And they did come by courier, so that was okay. But I decided that I was going to get some seedlings from her. So at the time, she had Magnificums crossed with Ace of Spades, and she had them going for 3 for $30. This was just, she had other deals in there, but this is the deal that I took. So 3 for $30 for the Magnificum crossed with the Ace of Spades. And the other one that I got from that, I didn't, you know, do an unboxing or anything like that, but the other seedlings I got from that were also Crystallineum Dark crossed with a Dark Mama. And that was 1 for $40. So just a brief little backstory before I go into these plants, because I know that at this point, I'm not saying that she was wrong at all with what I received. I did receive the plants I was looking for. I just think that the labels were put on the packages incorrectly, only because I received 6 of what I think were the Magnificum crossed with the Ace of Spades, but the label on them said Crystallineum Dark crossed with Dark Mama. And then I received 2 of what I think was the Crystallineum crossed Dark Mama, and the label was for the Meg Ace of Spades. So I think that the labels were reversed. I did ask her, and she said the labels were correct. But just when I was looking, comparing the pictures that she had on Instagram compared with what I received, I just think that the labels were backwards, because it made no sense to me either that I would have gotten 6 of the Crystallineum Darks crossed with the Dark Mamas. I don't think that was a thing. 2, yes. And when I did compare the pictures, I do think that I got 6 of one and 2 of the other instead of 3 of one and 1 of the other. If that makes sense. Am I making sense? I feel like I'm not making any sense, but I really hope that you're following me right now. Anyway, that being said, this is what I think is the Crystallineum Dark crossed with the Dark Mama. I feel like that's what it is. It's still currently in moss. I've only had it maybe 2 weeks. I think I actually got them just before my roommate's girlfriend tested positive for COVID. So yeah, I've probably had them a couple of weeks now. And I've actually already set up a trade for 2 of them. So, oh, I can't wait to get that either. But anyway, you couldn't go wrong. I did have the, I'm waffling. I'm waffling. I have to get back on track. Back on track. Okay, here we go. So this is the one, like I said, that I think is the Crystallineum crossed with the Crystallineum Dark crossed with the Dark Mama. And so far so good with these guys. They have done really well. If I give it a little tug, she's rooted. She's in there. So I'm really excited to see what this one's going to look like as it grows. Because I looked at pictures and I couldn't find very many of the cross. Mind you, I did Google, I didn't check Instagram, but I will have to go there and check. If anybody has one of these, you know, let me know what your thoughts are on them, or if, you know, I'm correct with what it is that I have here. There's just some moss on the leaves. So these ones hasn't actually done anything yet, but because it is new to my collection and you hadn't seen it yet, I did want to share it with you. So now because of that, I'm going to show you the other ones, the Magnificum crossed with the Ace of Spades. So I do have a couple of these in different mediums. I've got one in moss that I've got going. This one has actually got 2 of them in this cup. But I do have this in my Anthurium mix. I've got another one that is rooting in moss. I don't want to give this one too much of a tug. It feels okay. They're doing okay. They haven't had like any changes whatsoever. I do feel like if I look at this little leaf right here, to me it just kind of screams Ace of Spades. But I'm gonna wait and see what they're like when they get older. I mean, or bigger. I do feel pretty confident that, I don't know why I keep saying I feel pretty confident. Like, this entire thing is new for me. Okay, so I might not necessarily be right, but at this point in time, I feel pretty confident with what I'm looking at because I did the research to figure this out. Anyway, I've got a couple of these now. I'm super excited to see how they turn out. They're just the cutest little things. They've been so hardy too. Like when I got them, they were in cups like half this size, just itty bitty little things. So you can stay tuned for updates on these little guys. But yeah, this is the Magnificum crossed with the Ace of Spades. At this point, I have no idea how many times I've said this. I really don't. But we're getting to the last one here, which is good because this has been an endeavor. Okay, so that brings me to the last one, which for me, if you saw my mystery box unboxing from North Shore Tropicals, you would see that this little guy I am so excited about. And it's popped me out a new leaf and I have to share. So this, which is, I kind of got in this little 2-cup setup. So this one here, oh, this one is, let's see if you can see that. Can you see that? Are we gonna focus? Yeah. Okay, so I don't know if it's focusing. Are we focusing? I can't tell. Anyway, it's a Crystallineum crossed with Magnificum, crossed with a Fertilizers Luxuriance cross. I think that's how it's supposed to be, just based on, well, just based on the way it's written on this card. I feel like, I could be wrong, but I feel like it's a Crystal Meg crossed with a Fertilizers Lux. Just because of the way it's written on the card. But can you see that itty bitty little baby leaf? Let's see if I can get it. Oh, there we go. Right there. That tiny little baby leaf right there. This leaf right now is everything for me. At this point, it's just, it's getting taller. The leaf hasn't even like unfurled. It just keeps growing, like it keeps growing up. Very, very slowly. But if it's one thing I've learned about Anthuriums is that they will look like they're doing nothing for days. And then all of a sudden it's like, hi, I'm here. So let's see how this one goes. But I'm super excited about this one. When I got this one, you can't even imagine the happiness, the sheer happiness on my face when I got it. I also got 2 other Anthuriums in that package that I already had. But this one was different. And I'm not seeing, this is currently the mix that it came in from North Shore Tropicals. I didn't change anything. I left it because it's just so itty bitty. I didn't want to mess with anything going on here. I might put it in a little humidity dome. I don't know if that's something I should do right now though, since it's already been growing in, I mean, my relative humidity. What's my humidity right now? My humidity right now in this room is 36%. That's trash. Considering here in the summer with no humidifiers, I would be at 60, 65, sometimes 70% with no extra effort. But these ones, this one and the two seedlings that I recently got, oh actually, and the Vitara Folium and the Bakurai, they all sit close to a humidifier. Not right next to it, but actually kind of just above it. So they all get some kind of humidity when the humidifier is on and I remember to refill it. But since they're all popping out new leaves, I should probably do that. But I was really, really relaxed on it since I was sick. I was just not getting up to do anything like that. But yeah, so this little guy right here, I'll show you one more time. You see that tiny little leaf? You will see updates on Instagram about this one for sure. I can't wait. I can't wait for this one to show me what it's got and what it looks like. I've seen other ones that are even just like a little bit bigger, and I'm excited for it. Okay guys, so that is it. I'm tired. I'm tired. That is it for me. I hope you are all safe and well. Please like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.